Hi guys, how are you all doing? This is the Tennis World with the Tennis Expert. I am your tennis expert. Big warm welcome to viewers right around the world. Sorry about that start, just something in the eye. But this is the Tennis World with the Tennis Expert. I'm your tennis expert. Wimbledon Preview 2025. I hope you guys are all ready for this. So we're going to get into the draw now. And again, I predicted from the start this preview for the French Open. I said I went through the draw. I said Sinner and Alcaraz would meet in the Alcaraz in 5. Got it right. So let's see if I can do it again here with Wimbledon. So it's going to be challenging to do, like to say from before the tournament. I'm saying who's in the final, who's winning, how many sets, and it's going to be correct. I did it at the French Open. Let's try again. So here we go. Let's first look at Sinner's part of the door. He's got Nardi. He's going to overpower him. He's got to send good at the return of serve, too much defense, but the same amount of power. Straight sets, probably 7-5, 7-6 sort of sets there. Then he's going to go for to the round of 16. I think he's going to be playing Tommy Paul. That'll be a tough one, but I just think on the grass court, the serve is too big. He's just going to take control of the rallies. He's going to overpower Paul and rush Paul. Paul won't get into the rallies. And they're both going to be pretty consistent, but I just think a bit more power on the serve, the rally shot, controlling the point. Paul will be rushed and pushed around all the time, but it'll be 3 or 4 sets, but let's just say straight sets, but very close sets. Over Paul. Then he's going to get Musetti. Musetti's a baseliner. Sinner's just going to have too much power on the serve and the rally shot, going to control the points, going to rush Musetti on the forehand. And then he's going to that'll take him through to the semi-finals there. His opponent in the semi-finals. Let's look at Djokovic as part of the draw. Djokovic is going to get Muller. Guys, sorry about this. The draw is very, very huge with 128 players, so it's a bit complicated. But anyway, let me just see. Djokovic is part of the draw. There we are. He's going to beat Mueller. He's going to beat Evans. Too consistent. Mickelson. He's just going to out rally him. De Minaur. It's going to be a tough one, that 4th round. But I just think Djokovic will just have a bit more power on his shots, a bit more depth, a bit more on the serve, a bit more depth on the return of serve to control the points. But it'll be 4 sets. It'll be 4 sets, and that'll move him through to the quarterfinals. Then he's going to get Jack Draper. This match, I think it could go to 5 sets. They both do the same thing. Good return of serve, quite a good serve, good consistency off the forehand, backhand, great at rallying. Draper's going to be a bit better on the speed. But I think just Djokovic with the return of serve, deep at the feet, and just the mental game, I would say. But Draper's going to really push him. I saw them play a number of years ago in the first round, and Draper won the first set. But yeah, I'm going to say this goes 5, and I'm going to say they match each other very well. And just the return of serve and things like volleys and intangibles in the mental game gets Djokovic over the edge in 5 sets. So now he's got Sinner, Djokovic, Sinner in the semifinals. Other part of the draw, Alcaraz, Fognini. He's going to win that. Fognini was never good at grass on his peak. Then he's going to get Struff. He'll be match Struff's power, more speed, defense, drop volleys, drop shots, just too much different things. And even if Struff matches him on the power, he's got better defense anyway. Then Tsitsipas, He can just hit it into Tsitsipas's backhand. Tsitsipas has not done anything on grass. Tiafoe, he's going to win that. Then in the quarterfinals, he's going to have Rune. That could be a tough one, but I think he's just a bit better. The bit better version of Rune. Rune has a bit of weakness sometimes by making errors, maybe on the backhand sometimes, but they're going to do a similar thing. But I think Alcaraz just has a bit more power on the forehand, a bit better defense, I would say. And then things like drop shots, volleys, these things, and then the mental game too. I think it'll be straight sets, but all the sets will be close. And then I'm not going to go through Zverev's part of the draw, but I just believe Zverev has been doing well this year. He's never really done well on grass, but grass does suit his game. He's a big server. He's got lots of power. These type of guys, grass suits their game. He's never done well on grass. Don't know why, but his game does suit grass. He's doing well. He's free in the world, so I don't see why he wouldn't make it through the semi-finals. So now we're at the semi-final, and we've got Djokovic Sinner in one of the semi-finals, and we've got Zverev versus Alcaraz in the other one. Let's just say Alcaraz, Zverev. Like I said, Zverev has not done anything on grass. Alcaraz won this the last 2 years, but Zverev does do well against Alcaraz. Big serve, power game, shortening the points, not allowing Alcaraz into a rally, rushing Alcaraz, not giving Alcaraz enough time to set up on the forehand, right? That's an issue, and that's what he does well, and this is a fast court. But I just think Zverev not really doing anything on Wimbledon before, making the semi-finals for, I believe, the first time, and Alcaraz winning it the last 2 years in a row. Alcaraz's return is too good. He's able to force him into rallies. He's able to match Zverev on the power and the ground strokes, but be better at the back of the court, and then also be better at the volleys and be better on the drop shots, which really helps. And I just think Zverev mentally gets a bit nervous, but I do think with his serve and his power game, it's enough to overpower and rush Alcaraz to get a set. But then in the end, with Alcaraz matching him on the power, being better at defense and better at drop shots and volleys, and being better in the mental game, and having this huge weapon of forehand, and when it goes through a fast grass court, Zverev's way too slow to defend against that. So I'm just going to say 4 sets for Alcaraz. And then like the return of serve is key if he can get back the ball, force Zverev into rallies, and then match him off the power, but then be better at defense and be better drop shots and volley game, and then the mental aspect too. So 4 sets for Alcaraz. Sinner, Djokovic, other semi-final. The problem is now for Djokovic, he's had to play 5 sets against Jack Draper in the quarterfinals. He's playing against a guy now who's beat him, like, I believe, 5 of the last 6 times, even 4 out of 5 or 5 of 6. I think it's 5 out of 6. They played at the Wimbledon semi-final, same round. Yes, Djokovic will be better on grass than clay. His serve goes through the court more. His deep return of serve rushes people more. He has enough power to finish points on a grass court. But then Sinner having a better serve than Djokovic and being more of an attacking power guy, his power shots at the rally, like sort of going for it and rushing Djokovic and not getting long rallies and being able to overpower Djokovic, those shots go through the court more, cause Djokovic more problems with Djokovic's defense at this age, and it's even harder for him to defend. Sinner having a better serve than Djokovic, that helps more on the grass court because the serve's going to go through the court more. So with grass being faster, Sinner's serve will be more of a factor than it was in the French Open. And I just think the same sort of thing. They're both playing the rally game. They both move the opponent right to left. But then at the end of that, in them playing that similar style, both great on the backhand and the forehand, bit better on the backhand. But in the end, overall, Sinner just has a bit more power off his ground strokes, and then he gets to control the point more. And then on grass, that matters even more because now the ball's going through the court faster and it's even harder to defend against. And then it's harder again when you're Djokovic at this age. So I just think he controls the points. With the power game, the grass rewards that it goes through the court faster, and then the serve is more of a factor than it was at the French Open because this court suits big servers more. So he's just going to do the same thing, but his power game and his serve is going to be more effective on the grass. But I'll say Djokovic after the loss is going to be determined. He's going to get a set. He's going to be better on grass. Sinner will be also better, but Djokovic's improvement will be enough to get a set. It'll be 4 close sets. We'll almost make a 5th set. And then once it's been going for sort of 4 hours at the end of the 4th set, there's another issue with Djokovic getting tired after going 5 sets with Draper in the previous round at this age. But Sinner in 4, so now Sinner Alcaraz in this final. I just think like now they're playing in a Grand Slam final again after the French Open 5.5 hours. But it's totally different. It's on a grass court. Sinner's anger to that loss and him wanting to revenge is going to drive him so much. And then when you have this kind of energy, like, you will not beat me. You will not beat me again. I will do everything. I will fight. I will get the best match of my life. I cannot lose. When Sinner's giving that attitude, if he brought that back for a rematch on a clay court, that would probably be enough to do 1 point better and get the win. But now it's on grass court. There are some advantages that suit Sinner's game more on grass and clay. Number one, he's got a better serve than Alcaraz. On grass, having a better serve, it helps the bigger server. So his advantages of having a bigger serve than Alcaraz on a grass court, it's going to help that advantage and make the advantage much more than it was at the French Open. Alcaraz's biggest advantage over Sinner, his speed. Well, on a fast court, the ball's traveling through the court faster. It's harder to defend. So now that advantage Alcaraz has over Sinner is taken away and reduced. Whereas at the French Open on clay, when it was slowed down, it helped this faster guy. Now it's taken away. But now Sinner's advantage is the better server. This court is now helping the bigger server and helping accentuating Sinner's advantage. But then it's hurting Alcaraz's advantage, the speed, because the faster court gets through the court and you get past the faster defenders. So Alcaraz's biggest advantage is being taken away. Sinner's biggest advantage is being rewarded. The ball's going through the court fast and his bigger serve is becoming more of an advantage. Whereas on clay, Alcaraz having a serve not as good as Sinner didn't matter because the court slows down the serve, and Alcaraz being faster, the court helped that. Whereas now the court is actually not helping being faster because the ball's going through the court faster, taking away your speed. But Sinner's advantage, the serve, the court is now helping that. And then when you add that with Sinner being so angry and wanting revenge, probably being able to do it on the same court again on clay, but now having a much better court to give him success. His serve's going through the court. Him having a better serve over Alcaraz's help. Alcaraz's speed is sort of taken away by the faster court. And then just Sinner saying, I will do anything to win this. And then he only has to be 1 point better. And the fact that his serve is going to be helped much more on grass and be much harder to return on grass, that alone would give him that 1 point. Then the fact that he will not want to lose twice and he will do anything to not, that's worth more than a point. And then Alcaraz being hard to finish through his defense on a clay court, that's taken away. And then also when it was hard to finish the points on clay and Alcaraz having that one big weapon to finish the point, to get through that slow court to finish the point, more than what Sinner has. Now that's not a factor. It's a fast court. Both of them can finish points. And now, if anything, because the ball's going through the court faster, the biggest shot that Alcaraz has is his forehand, but now it's going through the court faster. It's rushing. It's rushing him. It's rushing Alcaraz on the forehand, and Sin has more of a chance to rush Alcaraz, rush him in the forehand, get him out of position, whereas on clay, it's slowed down, and you got the time to set up. Now the forehand's taken away. Sinner has no problem finishing the getting through Alcaraz defense, and Sinner serves help more, and he's really wanting revenge, and he's like, I'll do anything to not let it happen. But again, Alcaraz is still great on clay. He's proven that he's won here 2 years in a row. and Sinner's never done it. But remember, this new Sinner that's been winning Grand Slams, it's just been 2024, 2025. In those years, we've had one Wimbledon, and Sinner was sick. So we've never really seen the real Sinner of the last 2 years on grass. And I believe grass would be the best court for his game. And I think we're going to see that here. Despite the fact that Alcaraz won it 2 in a row, Sinner's never proven. It's just because Sinner's only had one Wimbledon with this new Sinner. He's only had one Wimbledon and he was sick. So this will be his first healthy Wimbledon if there's no health problems. And I believe we're going to see this court suits his game the most. And he's going to be playing great here. He's going to rush Alcaraz on the forehand, no problem getting past his defense. Him having a better serve is going to help more, and he's just going to be so determined. All those advantages from the service, the court surface, is worth way more than a point. And then him being so determined to not lose 2 Grand Slam finals, that's worth way more than a point. So for those reasons, I'm going to say Sinner wins this in 5. My prediction is all dependent on that Sinner can reach his best level and Alcaraz too, and Sinner's not affected by what happened at the French Open in a negative way. In their lead-up tournaments, in the Queens and Halle, Sinner lost early, and at Queens, Alcaraz won. Alcaraz was riding a high from his French Open. Sinner was mentally affected. But I'm going to say by the time they both reach the final, they're both feeling great. And now it's just Sinner is just better on a faster court than Alcaraz, and Sinner's wanting revenge. And that gets him over the line. He wins this in 5. And Yannick Sinner will be your Wimbledon champion 2025. But I'm very unsure about this. It all depends on if Sinner can reach his best level. And if they're both at their best, Sinner wins. But if Alcaraz has more confidence because of the French Open and Sinner's still affected, in that case, Alcaraz will win it for the 3rd year in a row. But I'm just feeling like if I have to pick now, which it could go either way, Sinner could be affected, which gives Alcaraz the win, or he could not be. But if I have to pick right now before the tournament, I will say I believe in these 2 champions to produce their best in this final. And then Sinner has the service advantages and just the more desperation after losing the French Open. And that gets him over the line for this 5-set victory over Alcaraz. So Sinner, your 2025 Wimbledon champion, let's see it happen. Come back in about 9-10 days, and I'm going to, on a sort of Tuesday, and I'm going to preview the Wimbledon quarterfinals. Then on that Thursday of the second week, I'm going to preview the semifinals. And then Friday, Saturday, I'm going to preview the Wimbledon final. So come back for those 3 right before the quarterfinals to preview the quarterfinals, right before the semifinals, and right before the final. Starting in about 9 to 10 days, my quarterfinal preview. But the day before, quarters, semifinals, finals, come back and let me preview the quarterfinals and semifinals and final with the most up-to-date information, knowing how the players are going till that point. So subscribe, bell notification, thumbs up. Be back here about 10 days on a Monday, Tuesday for my quarterfinal preview. See you then. Subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, thumbs up, bell notification, and see you guys in 10 days. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.